Go ahead.
Hello everybody, PDR coming at you here. We got a 2010 G37 Infinity with YELP. So let's take a look. This car has, we're just going to look across the back. You see some dents start to jump out at you. Okay, so there, when you get real tight on them, you start to see there's a few of them. And now we're going to be working this area right here. These dents that you see in this area. And however you want to get the angle on it, what I'm doing is I got the whole inside torn apart. I can get my tool up in there and around, and if I need to use a little smaller hand tool I can do that, but I'm basically using my own hand as a brace. And I'll just start right off on this one. Tell me when you got an angle on it. So I'm right here.
You're right there. Point where you're at.
Actually, I went for that little one next to it, just because that's right where my tool was, and I have a really good push, so I went for the one underneath it, the little. Now I'm going to go up to that big one and just kind of walk my tool in towards the center and make a couple of strong pushes to flatten out the middle of that dent. And I don't want to volcano it, or what we would call like donut hole it, but I do want to go back out to the edge and roll around the outside a little bit and kind of make some severe pushes to tug that metal back out. It's almost gone, so I'm going to give it a little finer angle. And I'll say I do appreciate you guys watching this video. If you would, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. It helps out the channel and keeps you guys informed on when I make new content, puts it out there. So I've made that one look nice. I've got to do it from another angle though. So I'm going to end up standing on the car and looking down on it and finishing it off right. A little slightly different angle. And it is kind of a tough push. That looks pretty good. I'm going to move over to this one right here.
Moving the other direction. I got a good shot.
Okay. I can move down to here, which isn't finished. And now I can see it's not finished, so let's finish it. And that thing is almost gone. So I don't know if this is going to be the end of the video or a segment of a video, but this is just, we're going to be on this car for a while, doing some dents. I sure appreciate you guys sticking around. This has been PDR, and I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. We're going to do little dents down here in the corner. I'm going to actually start right here on this one, then go to this one, and then go to this one right here, and get to this one right here in the corner. I might have to switch tools, but let's start off with that first one I said I would do. I know that there's a tiny one in front of it, but I think the farthest I can get with the tool in my hand is this second dent in, so that's where I'm starting. And we're just gonna baby this one out. Sorry about any background noise. We are in a body shop location. And let's try to, that one looks pretty darn good. Let's move on to this one right here. It looks more like a little tense wave, but I'll move up to it and just kind of baby that one out, and it's almost gone. Literally 3 or 4 pushes if I know right where I'm going and right what I'm doing with it. I can get it out pretty quick. That one's really looking good. I'm going back to the first one again because I see that wave that I really want to tighten up right through the middle there. I might even make a high spot, but I can always tap that down just a little bit. Just tugging on it a little. Okay, now let's move over to this one. See if I can still use the same tool. I've got an orange in my hand and it's hanging on an S hook. We will zoom and pan to show you, but I'm on this little weird teardrop shaped one because it was right up against the edge of it. I don't know if there's a brace there or not, but it's got a tension point there, and that one's coming out real nice, real quick. Let me cross check it with something, and then obviously I see this big one right here. Can I even get my tool on it? No. It'd be a good time to take a look at that S hook down here, if you'd like. We've got the S hook, just basically, I just really gently just hung it on one of these braces. So I'm not even pulling down with a ton of pressure. I'm putting a couple pounds of pressure, but now I'm gonna grab this little guy and get way back in here with just manually. So let's go back up top. And I'm gonna move the board a slight bit. So you have a little bit better angle on it. Now that actually shows me this one right here that I didn't completely finish. So let's go back first off, finish that one. Couple of quick pushes right through the middle. This is real in-depth over the shoulder dent training for you folks. And I will say, you know, as far as my skill level goes, I've been doing this craft a very long time. In upwards of 19 to 20 years on a professional level. So it's not something that you might just pick up and actually have this amount of skill level in the first year or so, or even the first couple of years. It does take time to, as I say, get to know the metal. Get to know how metal moves and why it wants to move a certain way, where you got to push and why. And some people can pick that stuff up in their first 10 minutes and just, it snaps, and they know that it's all about patience. But some people could struggle with it for 6 months and just frustrate themselves to craziness. So you really have to figure out if this is for you or not by saying, well, number one, am I a patient person? Let me tell you myself, in my own personal experience, that dent came out nice, but in my own personal experience, I was not a patient person. I had to learn patience before I could learn dents. So we've got these 5 out. I'm just gonna keep working away. Thanks for watching. This has been PDR and I'm out. Peace. Okay, we're back. I'm gonna do this little section of dents, this little triangle here. I've got my hook hanging in the same fashion, and I'm going to start off right here at the top of the little triangle. We're going to call this one, you know, whatever, Illuminati, right? So we'll start off right here in the top, and then we'll go down to the second one on the closest to us part of the pyramid. I just made a really sharp push, but that's okay. We're going to keep on rolling through this dent. Even if I get the dent completely out and it has a little high push at the end of it, I just come back and tap that one little spot down as carefully as possible as to not make it back into a dent again. And you see how many times I'm pushing on the same area. It's because I had to slowly bring it up. Now I'm going to bring myself on down to this one. And what I'm doing here is I'm not trying to get every single dent 100% out. I'm literally getting every dent up to about 90 to 95. And then I'm going to come by with a cross check and pretty much finish them all the same way I went through them. I just dialed that one in. I'm going to go down to here. I hope that didn't sound cocky. They're just coming out really nice when I have the you know, tool placement, the energy, the flow, the heat, the nice clean area to work. It's a lot easier than doing it out in the rain. So that one's coming out real nice. I'm just kind of babying it until I see that that wave is gonna stop catching my eye. It's really still there. I mean, but now it's just a wave. I'm gonna come right here next to it, to this little guy who's just trying to hide, the little tiny dent, trying to hide in that line. Got him out, 3 pushers. And I'm gonna come right down here and I'm gonna finish off the bottom right section of the pyramid triangle of dents that we were doing today here in this little video. I will also say thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. We got a little bit more right here. Oh, and these ones out here, let's see if I can get to that one. See if I can get to this one out here. Now this is kind of a tough access point, but it's going to be a fun one to watch. It's very sharp. I'm actually using the brace now as, there we go, as my, that one comes out really nicely because I have a lot of pressure on it from being right up underneath the brace. So that whenever you're under a brace, you got to be very, very, 10 times more gentle than just if you're using your own thing. Okay, so yeah, I do see it. I just have to stand up here to get to it. And I can't reach that one. We can't reach that one. We did these. We got them all to, I'd say, a good 90 to 95%, and we will come through and give you guys a final on all of them. I do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully you learned something, or at least were entertained. Check that sub button on the way out, man. It'll cost you nothing. And this has been PDR, and I'm out. Peace. Okay, we're back. We're going to do a glue pull here. I've got a round Keiko tab. I'm putting that much glue on it. That one right there. I'm just going to drop it right in the center. Kind of push it down pretty hard. No, not like super hard, but you know, tap it till it's in place. Let it sit there. Grab my little lifter puller. Just a little spider web of glue. It's starting to dry. I want to give it another good 10 or 15 seconds. And we'll see, without even having to take anything apart, how good this glue is actually going to work. We get on there. Let's see if you guys can see that. I haven't pulled it or anything. I'm just kind of tightening it up. There we go. Now it's nice and secure. And I'm just going to go like this with my fingers and do this dent really slow. I'm not going to snap it. I actually want to see it come out because it was a large dent. Let me take her off there and see what we got. I can tell those lines are straightening up, but if I was to give it a big old snapperoo, it might just stretch that metal up high. You see, I'm doing it nice and slow. I'm about ready to pull it now. There we go, there's our snap. Ended up with a little tiny dent in the middle of it, which I can either tool out or do another glue pull. I sure appreciate you guys sticking around and watching this little quick instructional video on the glue pulling. That's the first pull. And honestly, on this one, it will probably be the last. I'll probably finish the rest up by going behind it with a little tiny twisty tool and just making those 2 last little pushes. But I wanted to get you guys in here on this glue pull, and hope you guys all have a great day. Hit that sub button on the way out. This has been PDR, and I'm out. Peace. Okay, we're gonna finish this little dent off right here. It made a little ridge. So I'm gonna, right where it made that little ridge, I'm gonna give it a couple of taps. And now we're gonna use the same exact tab I used, which is probably a little too large for this dent. Let's see if I find a little tiny tab here. And then next 2 seconds. Which I do. Here it is. So we're gonna go like this, little mini tab. Give it just that much glue. Not really give the glue a chance to dry. But make sure that we correctly place it right in the center of that little guy. And now we give it a good 45 seconds. I want it to cool nicely. The temperature in here is about 70, nice 65, 70 degrees. It's nice and warm in here. So the black plate glue that I use is rated for 70 degrees. It's an average temperature glue. And there's my little puller. I feel like we're closing in on that 45-second mark. Let me just give this thing a manual tug to feel what it feels like. And I'm gonna drop this down and loosen it up so I can get it in there, and I'm gonna give you the actual angle that we're looking at. This one I am gonna snap. I'm gonna give it a nice, hard, quick snap. So I'm gonna come around this way. And once I know it's tight, I wanted to get as much of that up as possible, kind of shock that middle up. Like I said in the last video, I don't know if this is gonna be a continuation or a second video or not, but there's a little bit of glue still there. We can get that off before we, there we go, before we buff it. But like I said in the last video, I'm gonna probably just get in there with a tool and make that one last little push on that last little low area that I see. I don't know if you guys see it. Yeah, I still see it. There's a little low there. The glue didn't get it all out, but for what we wanted to get the majority of it out so I can come back in once I have this thing all torn apart and propped open, we'll have that glue, the glue will have done its job, giving us most of the work being done. And I can just come in and do that one tiny little dent with my tools. And hopefully we'll have another video for that. So thank you guys for all sticking around and watching this. This has been PDR, and I'm out. Peace. Tight little push right there. I don't know if you guys caught that one, but we're back. We're doing a couple little dents around this area. Right now I'm right here. And I'm just kind of working this really slow because this is aluminum. This hood is an aluminum hood. And it kind of wants to stay where you push it. And it doesn't really want to move until you give it kind of a really strong push. And pushing right next to that little high spot again. And I think we're going to try to do these little three. If I can find out where they are. As opposed to my tool, let's start with this little bottom one.
Can you turn your head around?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm right on that little bottom one, giving it kind of a, there it's out. Let's keep on going. Move on over that second one to the left, lower left. And then we'll go up to the top of the little triangle section. Go to the big one. I'm right on it. Just gonna get a nice little push, put a high spot in the center of it. But I will tap that down and work that out real nice. I'm gonna actually just finish off the rest of it before I tap that high down. I do appreciate you guys watching this video. If you would, hit that subscribe button. It does a lot for the channel and I do appreciate it. It also lets you know when future content comes out from the channel. So I hope that it was informative and entertaining. And you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. This has been PDR and I'm out. Peace. Okay, we're back. We're just going to do some dents around this area. I'm right here right now. I don't know if this board that I've got here is helping you or not, but it's kind of a flexy push. I flex right into that area and then get right to where I want. I basically have to keep manipulating the tool just a little bit. It's on a real around. Now I'm going to come up to this one, right under a piece of glue. And I think that as I do this dent, it might pop that glue out. It's kind of a struggle, this little guy, this little one right here. And I'll show you where I'm at, right there. And now it's just a high spot, so since I'm still on that one, it's the one that's bugging me. It's right here. I want to kind of find this high spot and get it right about there. I'm pretty sure that's really loud. Sorry about that. It is, like I said, it's kind of right up next to a brace, so it's got a squishy tension every time I get pushing. It wants to pull away from that glue that's holding it to the brace. So it's kind of a different little dent. I've got a little high line right here. The front side of it, that actually flattened it out a lot. And now I can basically just go back with my tool and get right on it. There we are. And I was gonna do about 4 or 5 dents, but looks like we spent most of the time on this one right here. I do appreciate you all taking the time to watch the video. If you would, hit that subscribe button for me. It does a lot for the channel. Helps me out. Makes me feel good about myself. And I do appreciate all the comments. And I think that one's coming out really nice for what it is. I'm just going to kind of flatten it out. We had 100 dents on this hood, so as long as we can get it down to maybe 1, maybe 2, instead of 100, it'll look real nice. Thank you all for watching this video. This has been PDR and I'm out. Peace. Alrighty, we're back. And I'm getting some glue on a tab. It's a little Keiko tab, and we're gonna do this dent right here. We're gonna let that one dry. I'm sure you can catch a good sight off just the lines in the roof. Give it a good like 30-45 seconds to dry. Tell it to be good. Be a good dent. You're gonna go away, dent. And the reason while I'm letting that dry, the reason why I'm not gonna use this right here is because it's gonna be pushing on 2 feet right here and has a potential to create 2 more dents right there. So we're not gonna be using that. We're gonna go with the big, heavy piece of steel. And now we're at about 40 seconds. And I'm just gonna test. Okay. Make sure that all my momentum pulls up and does not come back down. Because if I drop it onto this piece of glass, it could break everything. So I'm just going up and keeping it up. Now let's get a good line on what it did. It basically made a nice little high pinch. A lot of it came out, and we're gonna clean this up just with this. And we might have to come through and make one more. Okay, so yeah, I mean, a lot of it came out, and I'm just actually pulling that stuff off with my fingers, but I should be using this right here, which is just a teeny bit of alcohol, isopropyl, 90%. And most of it came out. It has a little high tug to it. We could always tap that down and put another little tiny glue puller in there and do it and finesse it all. We might do that later, but for the most part, we're just trying to, I told him I'd clean up as much of the external ones that weren't going to be pushed on. So we just wanted to show you a quick little glue pulling video right there and how well it does work, how well it doesn't work. You know, still needs a little bit more love, but that was one pull on a large dent. Thank you all for watching. This has been PDR, and I'm out.